Waking Up Singapore.
Gotta get up.
The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Gotta get up.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. And today is Good Morning Doctor Day, and we welcome Dr. Leow Khee, who is the Executive Medical Director of Singlife. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr.
And we
Doctor.
also welcome Ervin Chan, the accident football victim.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is that your official term?
I think it's going to be from now onwards.
Okay, at least for this morning, because we're talking about this awful accident that you had while playing soccer.
Yes.
Tell us the whole story behind that.
So it happened a while ago, but I was playing in goal, and there was a ball that came through. I went out. The striker came, tried to jump right over my head, but missed, and his knee went straight into my eye.
This is the first time I'm hearing the story.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Could have been a lot worse. You know, in the past, there was this goalkeeper from Chelsea, Petacek.
Yes.
Very similar accident. He fractured his skull.
Oh.
And, very, very similar, actually,
Very
to
similar,
what happened to
very
Ervin.
similar. But for me, I was fortunate as well, because if it had been one or two cm to the left, it would have gone straight into my eye, and I probably would have gone blind. But
Okay.
I kind of got lucky that it hit the bone.
Okay.
So it broke my nose, fractured my orbital bone, and I had a 9 cm fracture at my skull.
So you are considering yourself lucky.
I'm considering myself lucky that I'm not blind.
Amazing. Yeah. How long was the recovery? Like treatment, recovery, all that process?
So I spent about 21 days to 22 days in the hospital. I remember because it started one day before the World Cup. And when I left the hospital, it was the second semifinals. So if you go work that out, it's about 3 weeks in.
Wow, what timing, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That is incredible.
What a story.
Dr. Leow, so you are the Executive Medical Director
Yes.
for Singlife. Now, could you tell us a little bit more about your role?
My role. Okay, basically I'm a trained doctor. And besides doing the medical part, we also work together with the product team, the pricing team to co-create medical health insurance. I mean, look at it that way, right? In this current world where everything is expensive and healthcare is advancing and we are getting older, whether you like it or not, health insurance become integral part of healthcare financing. You know, when he got sick, right? Our friend here got an injury. Definitely, first thing, he must go hospital, get his treatment done. That's the key. That saving life is the key, right? But then, honestly, come to the truth. Who is going to pay, right?
Yeah, because
So
that sounded quite expensive.
Yes,
I mean, what you had to go through.
Correct, yeah. So that is where health insurance come in as an important financier. At the same time, we give them a peace of mind while they are recovering.
These health insurance plans, though, as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, they always work with a panel of doctors, correct? What happens if that panel doctor is not available when you need him? Does that actually affect your coverage?
Okay, so number one, health insurance basically, or medical insurance, basically cover you when you have an illness or when you have an injury. All right, now, so therefore, whether you have a panel or non-panel, the insurance cover is there. All right, now what's the difference between panel and non-panel? Now, if you happen to go to a panel, like in his case, right, when he go to a hospital, of course, when he go to emergency, don't look for panel first, all right, get him stabilized, and then if he then need an orthopedic or neurosurgeon, looks like you need them at that time, and then if you once he's stable, then you look at the list, right? If the list of so the first thing the nurse may ask him, do you know which insurance you have? Of course, actually they don't have to ask him. With the IC, they can roughly know, right? And then they go and look for the panel specialist who can take care of him. Now, if that happen, that's the best. Why? Because what happened is he has certain features in the insurance that give him benefits. One is there is a limitation of the amount of co-payment. Co-payment is the amount you have to pay out of pocket, and there's a dollar cap, right? Usually for my company, we have for the private plan dollar cap of $3,000. So in a way, his out of pocket is lesser. Now, on the other hand, if during the A&E, they find that, oh, sorry, on that day, the on-call doctor is non-panel. Now, would he get treatment? The answer is definitely yes. All right, as I said, first sentence, insurance cover for panel or non-panel. Now, then what happens when he go for the non-panel doctor? Definitely, we will assess the claim and pay the eligible claim accordingly, because that's what we should do, right? Now, the only difference is the co-pay cap is not there. So henceforth, he may have to pay out of pocket more than the $3,000.
I see. Okay, let's continue this conversation on The Big Show TV. Up next, TXT and Anita. This is Back for More on KISS 92. We are back for more.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. So panel doctor versus non-panel doctor. A panel doctor is a specialist? Is that what I'm getting right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, panel doctors are specialists.
Specialists,
So
okay.
therefore, we co-create together with IHH Group, the Parkway Group in Singapore for the private one. But definitely all the restructured dollar hospital doctors are also in the panel.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
And they are specialists of different discipline. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Irv, how worried were you about the bill, actually?
When I first went in, I was a little bit worried because the total bill was about 125,000. But
But you found out about the 125,000 after.
Yes.
That was
probably just before I checked out.
Okay.
But throughout my stay,
You were thinking about
yeah,
it, right?
I mean, look, you do realize that you've been in there for
3 weeks or whatever.
So
yeah.
you know the bill's
Building
going to
up,
be high.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I had 5 specialists see me, so I kind of knew the bill was going to be up there.
Yeah.
So I was worried a little bit, but the insurance company was really nice. They gave me a letter of guarantee that just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, wow.
So I think halfway through, I was relatively comfortable that I was not going to have to pay
Yeah.
a lot of money just to get the treatment.
And you see, Angel, you're so worried, right? Which is why what we're trying to,
Yeah.
get you, our Big Show and Kiss 92 listeners to do is know your coverage before you need it. Because he wasn't quite sure and he was
Yeah.
worried during that whole time.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, you knew you had insurance. You got an injury, but then going in, you were like, "Oh my goodness, is my insurance gonna cover it?" So you didn't really know your coverage before you needed it.
I
right?
think I knew that I was covered for the hospitalization.
Yeah.
But I guess the question was how much.
Yeah.
I think that's always going to be the big question. And I think it's important for you to know as much as you do before you go in, because
Yeah.
it makes a difference and it puts you at ease. And I think that was really important.
And especially-
Healthinsured.sg.
That's the website. But especially when you see a specialist come in, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, give me one of those regular guys in the back. You know? I don't want a specialist.
Yeah, when you see 5, it gets even worse.
I'm sure it was quite scary.
I think only you will think that.
No.
Because that's such a serious injury already.
No,
Okay,
I
then
know, but
specialist.
I'm joking.
Oh, I see.
I'm telling you, like my people, like my parents, you know, the older generation, they go into hospital, they get some treatment, they're like,
Yeah.
oh no, I don't want to stay because it's going to cost so much. Give me the lowest class ward, do this, do that, you know. So because they don't want to spend,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, Ervin, I want to ask you a question because it's going to lead to another question for Dr. Leow. Was there any rehab you had to go through because of your injury?
Yes. So I went in for 2 additional procedures after the original operation. I think they were infections, so I had to get pus removed from the eye socket and all of that. I had double vision for about 6 to 7 months thereafter, so I had to learn to do everything all over again. Wow. Because I was seeing 2 of my cells in everything that I did.
Yeah.
It was really quite difficult. So I think I spent about 2 to 3 days a week in the hospital, physio, just rehab learning and all that kind of things thereafter.
Could you drive? During that 6 to 7 months when you had double vision?
Advised not to.
Right, okay.
But you actually could if
With-
you wore a patch across
Close
the
one
eye,
eye.
just so
Right.
that you use vision from one eye.
But there's so many things that he can't do. I mean, Irv is my golfing
Right,
buddy.
yeah.
We play golf all the time. We
Yeah.
spend so much time together. We have a few drinks together and all that. But sometimes when we're on the golf course, I like a cigar once in a while.
Right.
I cannot go close to him,
Why?
because the smoke will
Affect
what
your eyes.
affect his
It's
eye.
sensitive.
Right.
So the last time I was in front of somebody who was smoking heavily, my eye got infected the next day.
Oh, no. Okay.
Right, so
To this day.
till this day,
How long has it been?
10 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
So the reason why I asked that rehab question is, does the insurance coverage cover the rehab, Dr. Leow?
The first answer is definitely it does cover. So how does it cover? So just now he gave us two scenarios, right? First is when he was in the hospital during recovery, he need treatment. So that part of the rehabilitation is what we call by part of the benefit within the in-hospital plan. Okay, so that will according to the limits, and we will pay. Now, then after that he got discharged. Now he got discharged. I'm quite sure you have a few months of rehab, and the rehabilitation comes in different form. You're walking and then training your eyes, and some people even need to get a bit of a psychological
Help, yeah.
help because because the trauma, mental stress is quite scaring.
That's right.
Right?
Okay, hold on, doctor. We'll go back on the radio and we'll continue to talk about this.
Kiss 92 traffic.
A little bit of trouble on the BKE towards Woodlands. A vehicle's broken down right after the PIE entrance. Same situation on the TPE. This is in the direction of the SLE. Before the KPE MCE exit, another vehicle has stalled there. Wherever you are this morning, stay safe.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Wednesday's edition, we have with us Dr. Leow Khee, the Executive Medical Director from Singlife, and we have Ervin Chan as well, who suffered a football accident and has been talking about his experience, in that area this morning.
And we're talking about claims and policies, and I was asking Dr. Leow, is rehab claimable? Is it covered under insurance policies like
Yes, it definitely is covered. Number one, when he's in hospital, all the treatment will be paid under the rehab. When he was discharged back home, the treatment for his rehabilitation, be it training him how to see the eye, any psychological stress that he need to see for overcoming the fear of going back to exercise, and then or walking. Now that will be covered under what we call by post-hospitalization benefit. And in our case, the post-hospitalization is relatively long. For the private plan, it is actually 365 days. Yeah. So I hope he has recovered well. Definitely he has recovered well because
He has recovered.
He looked very good today.
He looks fantastic. I've known Ervin for a very, very long time, I have to say. Before the accident and after the accident, now he looks handsomer.
Oh, wow, okay.
Got more muscles, takes care of himself better.
Well, speaking of going back to exercise, did this put you off playing football? Did you have some sort of PTSD after?
So yes,
The accident.
I think the honest answer is yes. If I get hit in the head again, there's a good chance that the implant that was put in the eye socket would break,
Dislodge or broken?
and I probably go blind. So just not worth it. So I'm off all contact sports, and I think it's just safer to play golf.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
there you go.
okay. Just
Golf.
just
And-
be careful when Glenn's around. You
And
stand far away
he
from him.
works his behind off in the gym as well, man. My friend. Okay, anyway, let's continue this conversation on The Big Show TV. It's 8:13.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you.
So, what about things like out-of-pocket costs? Did you experience anything like that post-surgery? Anything unexpected?
Not really.
Okay.
During the hospitalization stay, it was fully covered. When I came out and I had to see physios and all of that, I paid out of pocket first, but it was a relatively simple process to claim it back.
Okay.
And payment was relatively quick. So I think that did help set the family at ease.
Yeah.
I think that was really much more important.
I think a lot of people also are concerned about that. I want to pay first, but how long? What's the process like? It's too complicated. I can't be bothered, and it's going to take too long to get the money back. And I think that's a lot of fear that people have.
That's one of the biggest fears people have is how long is it going to take me to get my money back?
The claims,
It's
yeah.
always the big question.
But usually it's quite fast.
So your experience was quite quick
Very
and
fast.
easy.
I think it was within the month.
Okay, all right.
It wasn't bad.
Oh,
Okay,
that's very good.
that's a good
It's
thing.
not like office claims.
Oh dear.
But it's true, right?
So okay, Dr. Leow. So here's a question for you. It is true. How do panel doctors, if they do, reduce out-of-pocket costs?
Okay, I think earlier we did say, right? Number one, if you go to the panel, there is a co-payment cap of up to $3,000. Now, so let me unwind back a little bit of the history, right, of the benefits. Now, so in Ervin case, in those time, you can have a rider plan that cover 100%. You practically don't have to cough out a single dollar. Now, but in the recent past few years, there is a different changes to the whole regulation in Singapore. Basically, it is across all integrated shield plan that every policy holder has to pay at least minimum of 5% co-payment. All right. But as I said, there is a dollar cap in different plans, right? So henceforth, you still need some co-payment. Now, but where does the co-payment money come from? Now, some of it can come from your MediSave. And then some of it can come from your cash, right? Now, there's another part that often people forget. That is if you are employed, right? All of you now, right? Gainfully employed with a company, then the other portion of it, you could actually come from your company plan, right? But of course, if you are on your own or you are not working, then it comes from your cash, all right? So therefore, I couldn't tell you that how much people would pay because it very much depends on the bill size. However, when you go to a panel doctor, the assurance you get is you will usually have a dollar cap. Now, in our case, a dollar cap is capped at $3,000, 5% of your co-payment, but there are different types of benefits and plan in the Singapore market. So each plan may have various degree of cap.
Okay.
So can I ask a question actually? If you have enough MediSave,
Yep.
can you use all your MediSave to cover the co-payment, or do you actually have to come out
Pay cash.
in this time and age?
If you do have a MediSave, most of the time you can draw up to the limits that they have.
Okay.
But offhand, I can't remember the limit that you can do because MediSave do has limit for per day treatment cost, type of surgery cost. So therefore, there is still some limit, but the exact dollar amount, I apologize, I can't
No
remember.
worries. So if it falls within the bracket, it's fine.
Yes, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
That's
good to
yeah, handy to know.
Okay, so there you go. Once again, healthinsured.sg.
Yeah. Know your coverage before you need it.
Oh, you need it, that's for sure.
Okay, Ervin, so what have you learned from this whole episode? I mean, sure, you've stopped your contact sports, you've got you've learned to keep yourself safe so that you keep your family safe as well. But in terms of having that coverage, making that decision to get that coverage before the accident happened and everything like that, what have you learned about that kind of unpredictability?
Honestly, pay your bills way in advance.
Okay.
If you could pay them
Keep
5
up
years
your
in advance,
payments.
just keep your payments up. But do not let any insurance lapse. I think it's important. Health insurance is extremely important, especially from people who have been through some form of claims before. The premiums actually for the shield plan don't actually go up based on the amount that you claim. It actually follows a table given by the government that's how much you can charge, and it doesn't go up. So it's not like car accident insurance whereby
Where it will go up,
it goes up every time
The
you make
risk,
a claim.
yeah.
This one stays the same. So
Correct.
I think it's really important to keep going through, even if you don't use it.
Just pay.
Just keep paying. Because you never know, one day you might need it, and you can't just enter at the last minute and say, "Well, I want to claim."
Of course,
Right.
yeah.
So you
yeah.
gotta have it, and I think that's really important.
Which is why for the next few weeks, at least on Good Morning Doctor, we want to encourage everyone to get health insurance, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, any other insurance can wait actually, but health insurance
It's
should be a
important.
priority.
Yeah, for sure.
It should
a
be number
priority.
one on your list,
Yeah.
for sure. Dr. Leow, what advice would you give listeners, people listening to us right now, when it comes to integrated shield plans? What's the advice for them?
Okay, I think recently there's a plenty of debates all over the place regarding health insurance, right? So maybe we should relook at the whole scenario. Number one, every one of us in Singapore, citizen and permanent resident, we have this MediShield Life, right? Now, MediShield Life is definitely a good plan. It covers you for a B2 and C ward in a restructured hospital. So that is the basic that every one of us should have, and it can be paid by MediSave money, right? Now, but on top of that, do you need to buy a private or integrated shield plan? The answer is it depends. Now, so how do you choose, right? Number one, I think first thing you ask yourself, are you okay to go to a B2C ward and in a restructured plan? If you are okay, then stay with MediShield Life. But if you feel that you want to have more choices, for example, you want to have a single bedroom, you want to choose your own doctors and especially panel doctors, and definitely you have to buy an IP plan, all right? Now, in the IP plan, there are also two types, right? Basically, one is a restructured, which is a ward, single room, yeah. You can have a little bit more privacy, and the honest truth is sometimes queue is faster, right?
Yeah.
Now, on the private plan, whether you want to have it or not, the answer is one. After you decide whether you want private or restructured care, the other second thing you need to do is you need to think about the premium affordability, right? I think Ervin probably is doing very well, so that's great, yeah. But for some people or some of us who need to be a bit more financially prudent, you take a look. I think now currently there is showing of expected lifetime premium and all this. So think through that part. If you can afford it and you feel that you need a better choice, please go and buy an IP. Now, then the third point will be, do you have other insurance? Now, if you do have other insurance, for example, you have a company cover, then maybe you can think about it that while you're working, how does a company cover complement you during that period of time? But please remember, the company cover is not a lifetime thing, right? I mean, some of us do change employer. Even doctors like me had changed employer in my 30 plus year of career, right? So always take that the employer benefit plan is serve like a rider to supplement, but it's not the everything, right? I think once you do that good thinking without too much of emotion, financial analysis, then you make a good choice.
Right.
And then last point is between which company to go, ask a financial advisor to go through with you.
Okay. We're going for a traffic update. Stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the KJE towards the PIE, after the Sungai Tengah exit, an accident is causing congestion till Woodlands Road exit. Avoid lanes 2 and 3. Also a situation that's been spotted on the ECP heading into the city after the East Coast Park car park F3 exit. If you know where that is, avoid lane 2 because an accident is taking up some space. Stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guests for this morning are Dr. Leow Khee as well as Ervin Chan.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. So we've been talking to Dr. Leow and also Ervin about everything stemmed from this accident that you had 10 years ago, Ervin. How do you think this incident has affected your perspective on private healthcare?
I think it's really important. I would not give it up for anything. I think hearing Dr. Leow as well, just knowing the new changes to the policies is actually very important. So during my time, it was a full 100% coverage. Now we are saying that there's a co-payment option as well. So I think you need to get that in your head as well, that you still have to know that there is a little portion. And so knowing the type of coverage that you have, knowing what you're eligible for is going to be very important as you move forward, because these plans keep changing with time. So I think that's what I take away from it.
Okay,
Right.
well, that's what we keep saying, right? Know your coverage before you need it, right?
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah. Before we let you go, Dr. Leow, anything you'd like to say to Singaporeans tuned in right now?
Well, I think very important to remember, we are Singaporean, we are very good at calculating, right? But I don't think you know how to calculate when you get sick, when you get injury. So, dear Singaporean, be logical. You can save some of your little money for, instead of buying a bag, right, for the ladies, or a watch for the guys, some of this money could be better spent in preventing, right? Prevention, healthcare means get yourself healthy. Second thing, the insurance is always what you need it. And when you need it, it is something that you can't get, say, I want now, right? So prevention is better than cure. So remember, don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Get your health insurance covered and you will have a peace of mind.
Well said.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Dr. Leow Khee, Executive Medical Director for Sing Life, as well as Ervin Chan, Tottenham Hotspur fan, football accident victim, and my friend. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
guys.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Big Show's Good Morning Doctor.
Hello.
Okay, we are going to talk about something that to me is really exciting.
How are you, Angel? Nice to meet you.
Hi, come on in.
Hi, morning.
Hi.
Please come sit
I was
down.
so excited when I read that article in the press.
Oh, okay.
That
The
was
one
really-
on Sunday.
Yeah, I was
Here,
really
doesn't
cool.
matter.
So,
Yep.
either one.
Sit
Yeah.
down. There, that's your seat. We'll just have you center. You'll see yourself on camera. Okay. Which mic are you using? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we'll try this one, I guess. Okay. So if you can move up this way a bit. Yeah, that's cool. And your headphones are here. You control
let me,
your headphone volume from there.
Get your.
So do I wear it now?
When
Wait,
we're talking,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
which is
mic's
now,
on.
which
Yeah,
is now,
wear it now
because,
so you'll get used to hearing yourself.
We're already live.
Yeah,
We are
Everyone
live.
can
we
hear
are.
us.
We're on Facebook. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, my
Dr.
computer
Shen
wants to relaunch.
Yiru. You know, I was looking at the article and this is a
It's
pretty
incredible,
amazing
right?
thing what you've started.
Thank you.
This was from the need of somebody in your family or anything, or just a thought that you had?
Well, it's really started from my family, which is my late grandmother. So that time she had dementia, and she was not able to chew her food or even swallow after she chew, and she just stopped eating, and nothing looks good on the plate because at that time the doctor diagnosed she has swallowing difficulties, which is dysphagia. It's a medical term. So it comes with dementia. So they just forget even the very simple thing in life like eating and chewing. So she started growing very thin. And then I was wondering, why is this going to happen to people with such conditions? So I started to read a lot in terms of what is dementia and what causes this condition.
Okay, so just rewind a little bit because Dr. Shen Yiru is the founder of Gentlefoods. Now, Gentlefoods creates molded pureed food that is familiar, safe, and nutritious that helps in stimulating the appetite with the way it looks, tastes, and smells, bringing the joy of food back into the lives of people who have swallowing difficulties.
And that includes people with Parkinson's as well. I was just talking to them this morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the same condition that they have, right?
Yeah.
So imagine someone who, as you mentioned, is aware of that he or she cannot swallow as well and stops eating as much. But there are some I've heard, right, who want to eat. They still have that appetite, but have problems swallowing. And that poses a danger to them because they could choke.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's exactly what my father-in-law went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ability to want to eat,
Yeah.
but not being able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while eating, facing the possibility of perhaps
Yeah.
maybe choking and
Yeah.
cutting off the air.
Yeah.
Some people even lose consciousness, and then
it's very scary.
So this is amazing.
This is fantastic. Yeah, because I mean, you want to give them that dignity of being able to eat the food that they love, and it's not like baby food puree, your apples, your peaches, and your soups and what have you, right? This is like real food that's made very, very soft.
Yes, correct.
And this would be what the caregivers probably need to do. Let's
Blending.
say, blending
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and sometimes they don't blend it to be fine enough.
Yes,
And
yes.
And this is ready-made.
Yeah.
Ready-made. Amazing.
I mean, food is actually very important in our life, right? It gets
Yeah.
the family together. And especially in Singapore, we have so many types of food. And when we did this, when we started this business, we started with chicken rice, puree chicken rice, looking very appetizing. And right now, when we serve our patients and our seniors, the caregivers keeps coming back and ask us to develop more products. It's like, can you do mee rebus?
Oh, right. Okay.
Like we were like, what else can we do?
Yeah.
There's Indian food, there's Chinese food, and
But
there's
you can
Malay
do
food.
anything.
What
is the challenge?
The challenge
Yeah.
is, product development to make sure that the quality of food is safe,
Yeah.
the nutrition is there. Because especially when you blend food, it's not just about putting a blender, just blending food, because it turns sticky. And
Okay.
stickiness will affect the way it's swallowed. Because it gets stuck in your... Because dysphagia, especially patients like this or seniors, they do not have the strength. So they just put in the mouth and they can't really swallow.
Yeah.
Imagine you drink a glass of water and if you don't control it well, you start to cough. That's how, the patients or seniors who have this condition, they really cannot control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and-
it is not as simple as taking a packet of
Yes,
chicken rice,
correct.
blending it.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
not.
We did a food workshop, and everybody thought, hey, just put in and then just put water. I said, yeah. The turnout is really very sticky. We really go down to research to looking at ingredients from scratch to build it up, so that we take away things that are sticky, so that it doesn't affect choking. And also, we need to think about nutrition.
Yes, of
Because the water that goes in, because, especially patients like that or seniors, they eat very
They
little.
don't drink water.
Yeah, they
as
don't
well.
drink water.
Yeah.
So these are all the risks.
Okay.
Doctor will go
start
on
again,
air. Yeah.
Discover how you can trust your spark to be your best self on The Big Show. Brought to you by DBS. Live more, bank less.
All right, welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our second guest for this morning is Dr. Shen Yiru, founder of Gentlefoods. And the reason she found Gentlefoods was because, Doctor?
Well, it's because of my grandmother. She had dementia. At that time when she was aging, and she doesn't remember even how to do simple things like chewing and swallowing because of dementia, which is the case. And I really started reading about, why dementia comes with this condition, forgetting to eat and swallow food properly. And that's why it sparks me to look at, why is there such a condition, and what kind of food can I feed her to make sure that she eats again.
Yeah, so just to qualify that, Dr. Shen is the founder of Gentlefoods, and Gentlefoods basically creates all our favorite dishes that we're used to, with all the flavor and the nutrition, into pureed food for adults or people that find it hard to swallow regular food.
So we've been talking about people with dementia and dysphagia, which is a major problem. With how many people suffer from dementia in Singapore? 100,000 or something?
100,000.
Yeah, 100,000. It's going to go up to about 150,000.
I just want to take it one step further. Could your foods also, for example, be used for people who have things like throat cancers and find it difficult to swallow? It can be as well, right?
Definitely, yes. Yeah. So our food is so soft, and when we serve and we manufacture and serve this food, we have seen not just seniors with dementia, Parkinson's, cancer patients, anything to do with the swallowing condition, because they need softer diet.
So I'm just looking at your website, and you have quite a lot of dishes here. You've got your breakfast sets with like rice porridge, local delights, bento meals as well. You've got chicken sets, fish sets, soup, dessert. You even have bundles and subscriptions, and you also have utensils like pre-thickened drinks and safe straws. Tell us a little bit more about the safe straws.
Well, this product was kind of brought in from overseas, and like what I mentioned, is the way of swallowing. So this straw has this ball bearing. It's very innovative. We're actually looking out for innovative products to complement our solution. So it actually slows down the drinking, the sucking up, so that lesser water goes down the throat. So it actually controls, because the throat part is actually kind of the muscles there are weakened. So it controls the liquid going down the throat.
So it's like a slow feeder. Almost,
yes, correct.
Right? Okay, like what the hamsters use as well. They've got ball bearings on it.
Yes, correct.
So
very, very innovative.
Your rabbit as well.
Well,
because if not for that, then probably they'll have to use a teaspoon.
Yes,
correct.
Which would require somebody else possibly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting.
When you started Gentlefoods, there must have been challenges that you faced. What sort of challenges did you face?
I tell you what, can we find out about the challenges on The Big Show TV?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
You're tuning in to The Big Show as we...
Okay, so starting out something like Gentlefoods, never done before, there must have been some immense challenges.
Yes, definitely. I think first of all is, do people really know what kind of product is the education? And secondly, stepping down from a stable job, which I was in, I've been in healthcare for 20 over years, you work for people, you get salary. And when I started Gentlefoods, it was just before COVID. I came out from a stable job at A-Star and running my own business. You got to figure out, okay, I'm going to put this amount of money here to start the business. I'm going to hire the team. And as you know, in Singapore, everything is expensive, from rental to manpower. And who believes what I'm supposed to tell them and say, come join my company? I need a food tech, or I need an ops manager. So those are the challenges. I mean, fundings, getting the right team, getting a product out that is safe and nutritious. These are all the things that it went through my mind, and I have to go through every now and then. I mean, I'm still going through these challenges I have.
Every day.
Right, every day.
Yeah, but what you've done is an amazing thing, because
it is.
Having seen for myself, experienced situations, some of my friends, their parents and all that, having to go for medical appointments, because their parents, for example, can't swallow food with the caregiver and the doctor
It's frustrating.
trying to advise them to blend the food, finely because and I think what you've done is you are helping so many people make it so much easier.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And I hope all hospitals go on to promote Gentlefoods.
Absolutely, because again, I'm looking at your website. You have chi chong fan, you have ang
Yeah.
ku kueh, chi kueh,
Right.
all sorts of like local dishes that people love. But I want to go back to being an entrepreneur because you came from Accelerator,
Yeah.
and then you gave that up, started Gentlefoods. Funding and support
Yeah.
is very, it's overwhelming. What did you learn from that, and how did DBS Sparks help you with that?
Well, yes, number one, funding is always to sustain a business.
Yeah.
And what DBS has done was I was the awardee for the 2021 DBS Foundation grant. And it added a little spark to what I could do, like product development, getting a kitchen slightly bigger than what it used to be in our office, and getting a marketing lady to help to actually market our products and create, to tell everybody that this kind of food is important, not just for patients or seniors. Is anyone who cannot eat and swallow may require this food, because taking care of patients or your loved one with such condition can be very challenging, because you need to take them for medical appointments. I mean,
Yeah.
I have already heard a lot of compliments and support from these caregivers. They say, guys, you're doing a great job. Even those that have passed on, the caregiver actually came and write us messages, write on Google review and say, guys, you guys have to continue living, because there are a lot of people that you need to serve.
Yeah, and you're taking the hard part of the day out.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not just the blending and
Yes.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
cooking, standing over the
Right.
stove, but you've got the bundles and the subscriptions.
Yeah.
You get it delivered to
Yes.
their homes, right?
And the
So you-
different flavors as
exactly.
well,
And it's frustrating trying to get someone to eat when it's difficult for them to eat.
Yeah.
And they're experiencing
correct.
that.
When I first saw the article, I think it came out in
Sunday. Right.
What surprised me is you think of this puree food and you think it's
Mush.
it's soft, it's mush,
Yeah.
it's mush. Mush is the best way to describe it. But when you see it, it really looks good.
I think
The
he
food
wants,
does
he
look
wants
good.
some.
You want some? Sure, we can
No,
send some.
I'm a
He can be a poster boy.
He's not at that
No,
stage yet.
but
No,
I-
don't. So mean.
no.
till today. I am a massive fan of baby food.
Okay.
It's that no. I enjoy
Look at
it.
his face.
I enjoy it. Don't ask me why, but
That's why
I
I said
do.
poster boy, see.
But it did-
even potato, like
Yeah.
wheat
Mashed
potato
potato,
is puree.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
puree. It's
Yeah.
puree. We do it all the time, right? But what I walked away from that article was how good the food actually looked.
But that's important because you don't want to give glop.
Exactly.
You don't want to give something that like in the prison camps and in they say the hospital food is the worst kind of
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Where everything just looks like it's
Yes,
mushy
yes.
and
Yeah.
ugly,
Yeah.
Right.
But how important was that for you, the visual part of it as well?
Well, I mean, a lot of people are asking, these are puree food. Why don't you serve to kids and babies?
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah. So, but as we age or as we grow older, I mean, visual is an important thing. Why do you eat? Because you look at
The food
good
looks good,
Yeah,
yeah.
the food looks good. The
Yeah.
food smells good. Because it comes to a point when such condition kicks in and you cannot eat. So what happens? You got to make the food visually appealing, right? Because we are old enough. And that is why we want to make the food looks good.
Yeah.
Japanese look so nicely plated.
Yeah.
And why can't puree food for patients like this be nicely plated and extra effort to put it through? So that's why we do this every single day. I mean, every day we do product development and say
Yeah.
this doesn't taste good, this doesn't, a lot of things that goes through our kitchen.
That's really amazing.
It is amazing. How difficult is it to develop a dish? Like, how long does it take from the idea, okay, I'm going to make chili crab with mantou buns, let's say, that's for example. How long would that process take?
Well, it takes at least 3 weeks for my R&D team to kind of do the first
Trial.
and then sometimes we take about 3 months to get our product out. But sometimes if we have the basic, recipe and formulation, it can be as easily as 2 weeks. So we did recently we're just, Mooncake Festival is coming and we did 4 flavors. Guys, watch out, the 4 flavors. Puree mooncakes, local delight. Yes, there's durian to be, we did it in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to take that to Taiwan.
Oh, amazing. So where can people get the food? It's not on shelves, right? Is
No.
it only online?
It's online,
Okay.
and our retail store is at Changi Road, just next to Geylang Serai.
Okay.
And then we have them at CGH Pharmacy.
Oh, you have it in CGH
Yeah,
because my
correct.
dad is like he needs a rewards card for going there so often. He's like, he's
But is
there
he
in
okay? I
and
mean,
out.
in terms of eating, he's fine.
At the moment, yeah, but I think he's got maybe a slight onset of dementia, so I don't
Right,
know if
right.
that's going to change.
Yeah.
But we do cut the food up to be smaller.
Yes. So
anyway,
we don't just do puree food now.
Okay.
We have actually expanded the entire, right now globally recognized companies like Abbott and Nestle. They are very focused on the drinks. And that's a global standard. Why dysphagia food is so interesting to me,
Yeah.
because of my background as a scientist. It's called International Dysphagia Diet Standards, where it's going to be rolling out in the entire world. If you go to a hospital, you just tell the doctor, I'm on a level 4 puree and a level 3 pre-thickened drinks.
right,
Right.
So
okay.
it's a lingo that goes around in nursing
Globally.
home globally. And for Singapore, we MOH has just started this initiative. So they would want the food to be of such standards because this is the only medical food with standards. So that's why this is going to be very big in the years to
It
come.
is.
Yeah,
It's
it's
big.
huge. So is it
Big spark.
Just wondering, is it frozen food? Is it dehydrated food? How do people prepare it? Maybe we can just
Okay,
speak a
stand
little bit
by.
more about the food itself.
Khee with Say right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. Our second guest for this morning. Very interesting conversations we've been having on the Big Show TV. Founder of Gentlefoods, Dr Shen Yiru. Welcome.
And just in case you're joining us right now, Gentlefoods basically creates molded pureed food that looks and tastes familiar to you for maybe moments when you're going through something where you can't quite swallow your food properly. And when I say molded pureed food, I was just looking at some of the images. For example, you sell the chicken and the chicken is molded into a chicken shape
Yeah.
so that it actually looks like a piece of chicken. Tell us a little bit more about where you sell the food, how people can have a look at what you have, and besides your website, which is mygentlefoods.com, where can they physically see this?
Well, right now we have a retail shop which is at 80 Changi Road, very close to Geylang Serai. And the other option would be the pharmacy at Changi General Hospital. So these are the two sites. You can actually see the products and actually ask our guys in the shop about such food.
Right.
Okay.
And we hope in the months to come to put more standalone freezers, unmanned ones, so they can just buy and they just pay.
Yeah. Better put more on the shelves today because after this show, you guys might sell out at those 2 locations.
Yes.
So this food, well, once I purchased it, what do I have to steam it? Do I have to
Microwave
oven,
it,
microwave
how do
it?
you prep it?
How do I?
So the frozen meals, basically, you just need to microwave for about 5 minutes, or you can steam it at least 20 minutes. So it's very,
Okay.
very simple. If you don't have a microwave at home, you just do a conventional steaming.
Just water.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Wow.
that's very cool.
This
Very
is big,
cool.
man.
I think,
this
yeah.
is big.
Huge.
I think this
Huge.
is an amazing thing that you've come up with.
Yeah, which is why I think for the people who are listening in right now, who haven't heard of Gentlefoods and who are listening to you right now, they're like, no, we need this. We
Yeah,
need
exactly.
to get this
Yeah.
right now.
And we are an aging population, so
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of it is tagged to people who get
yeah.
older.
Once again, what are the two locations again? The pharmacy is...
The pharmacy is at Changi General
CGH,
Hospital,
okay.
Pharmacy B. And then the other one is our retail shop, 80 Changi Road. It's just diagonally across the Geylang Serai Market.
And what time
Okay.
does the retail shop open?
9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Better go and wait outside the shop now.
80 Changi Road. There you go.
Okay, before we let you go, anything else you'd like to say to our listeners?
If you know anyone who is suffering from such a condition, come and ask us and see what kind of solutions we can provide them. We're just not just puree food. We're also moving into therapeutic conditions because we see there's a need in the market. Especially patients with dialysis, kidney, because we think that they're not eating well.
Yeah.
So our company has been growing the space of therapeutic meal solutions.
Oh, amazing. You can head to mygentlefoods.com to find out more as well.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dr. Shen. May you be blessed
Thank you.
greatly. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to The Big Show. When we believe in our spark, we can